Welcome to Madagascar. It's quite the change of scenery from dreary old England, huh? Apart from the weather, I suppose. They don't call these places rainforests for nothing. The zoo you'll be working in is an ape sanctuary, where we're doing vitally important conservation work. Not just for apes, but for all kinds of species. But apes, well, apes are some of the closest relatives to humans there are. And yet, the way the world treats them is like, well, very much like some of us treat our actual relatives. Anyway, that's why I'm determined that our operation here does some good. If we can all leave some part of the world in a better state than we found it, we'll have lived lives worth living. And speaking of states, I have a horrible feeling I left the house in the right one. When I get back, I expect my life won't be worth living at all.
What do you think of Madagascar then? Bit warm for my taste, to be honest. Anyway, this is Bernie's Primate Sanctuary. It's not just primates though, we've got all sorts of animals. So why don't we go and have a look at some of them, eh? We'll start by taking a look at the red-ruffed lemurs. They're the ones that look like they should be in a Shakespeare play. Come on, let's head over to them.
Alrighty. What is going on, everybody? Hello, YouTube. How you doing? My name is Johnny. For those of you who haven't seen me before, we are back in Planet Zoo career mode. It hasn't been too long. I'm recording this as on the same day as the other. Oh, we got hippos again. We got hippos again. I'm recording this on the exact same day that I recorded the first episode. So, yeah, welcome back, everybody. This is pretty darn cool, isn't it? We got this little thing down here. It's such an interesting looking area, I guess. I don't really know what's going on here. Got lots of weird stuff. Pretty cool. Alrighty, but we are back. In the last episode, if you guys haven't seen that, you should go take a look. And I guess without further ado, we'll just go ahead and get right into this. She wants us to go to the red-ruffed lemurs, so here we are.
Red-ruffed lemurs are found in the rainforests of Mosaic, that's in northeast Madagascar. They can actually live anywhere from 15 up to 25 years. Fancy that, eh? Okay, when you're ready, let's go find our Bornean orangutans.
Okay, now she wants us to head over to the orangutans.
The Bornean orangutan is such a marvellous creature. They're always a big favourite at any zoo they feature in, and they're also the biggest tree-dwelling animal on the planet. Assuming you don't count any lions that got stuck up one. Oh, why don't you take a better look at them? Open up their information panel and go into the animal camera.
Oh, I accidentally did the next step, that's so funny.
Aren't they just incredible? When you're ready, let's go and have a look-see at some of our beautiful bonobos. They're quite the characters.
I'm already seeing something we might be doing today. I saw outsider gender ratio.
Oh dear! It looks like we've arrived just in time. One of the habitat's barriers has collapsed. And
Where?
wouldn't you know it, one of the bonobos has made a run for it. We'll need to catch them. But before we do, we should box up the other bonobos to stop them escaping too. Select the habitat boundary to bring up the habitat information panel.
Ah, there it is. Oh, I actually never knew you could do that.
Now, we'll need a vet to recapture that escaped bonobo, but it seems our last one left to do some research in the wild. Not an ideal situation. So, we'll need to hire a replacement, sharpish. Go into the zoo section and then into the staff management area.
Okay, where is this escaped
Great. Now
bonobo?
let's deal with our escapee before they can cause too much havoc.
Where is
Use
it?
the animal alerts to jump to the escaped bonobo.
Oh. Barrier. Where is it? Yeah, no, not this. Here? No. Okay. It said to check here, but this is not. Yeah, I don't know. What I can do instead I still don't see an escaped bonobo. It says one escaped, right? Hold on. Broken barrier. It's not attended to habitat. Something tells me there's no mechanics in here, is there? No, there's not. So let's get a mechanic. Make the mechanic go over here.
Okay, that's a relief. So while the vet deals with our bonobo friend, let's
I
go
guess the
fix
vet
up
found
their
it before we
habitat
did.
so they can't escape again. Head back over there. As you can see, the barrier's collapsed. Someone's taken their eye off the ball, obviously. Let's get this one replaced. Select the barrier and then we'll edit it. Delete the broken section of barrier and replace it with a brand spanking new one. Good. Now that we've done that, we need to make sure to add climb-proof barriers to the top. That way the bonobos won't be able to climb out. Just make sure you've got the correct piece of barrier selected when you do that. Okay, so go into the options section and select which side the climb-proof barrier needs to go on. And don't get it wrong. We're more worried about bonobos climbing out than guests climbing in. Nicely done. And I think it's high time we unboxed those bonobos, wouldn't you say? The poor mites will get sad if we leave them in there for too long. Select the habitat barrier to bring up the habitat information panel again. So, it turns out that as well as the old vet leaving, the zoo's mechanics did too. We'll need to hire a couple of new ones so we can help stop any more breakouts. You
Well,
see,
luckily we already hired
all
one.
sorts of helpful things around the zoo, but one of their most important jobs is taking care of the habitat barriers. Without mechanics around to repair them, the barriers will crack, crumble and fall down. And before you know it, we'll be overrun with escaped animals. Go into the zoo section and then into the staff management area again.
Okay.
Gosh, we have been busy, haven't we? Good work there. I'm off for a cuppa. Oh, I think Bernie wants a word with you.
No, we getting fired? We getting fired?
Oh, I hear you had a bit of an issue with an escaped bonobo. The main thing is that you dealt with it swiftly. And more importantly, without the animal stealing someone's clothes, putting them on, and then walking out of the front gate.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
You see, another key responsibility for our vets is animal research. Researching animals allows vets to unlock new enrichment items, additional information for our education resources, enhanced breeding programs, and improvements to food quality. Oh, the animals' food, not the vets. It'll take more than a research grant to improve the staff canteen. Anyway, as you can see, research is a key part of running your zoo. In order for a vet to undertake research, they require a research centre. And once again, that's something that this zoo is missing. So let's build one. I've marked out an area for you to put it. Now, you've probably noticed that there's already a building where I want you to build the research centre. Don't worry. You see, the building that's currently there is actually a hollow shell. So we're able to place our new building inside of it. If you select the research centre for placement and then hover over the shell, you'll see that it asks if you want to add the research centre to the existing building.
No, it doesn't have a door, though.
Splendid work. Now that we have a brand spanking new research centre, we can give our vets something to do in there. Oh, by the way, it's worth noting that the vets will only do research when they're not required to do any other jobs. That said, you can change what jobs a vet does via their information panel. But let's not worry about that just now. So, let's get our vet researching ring-tailed lemurs. Go into the zoo section and select Vet Research.
Okay.
Actually,
Come on, ringtail.
thinking about it, I'm not sure we've got any education boards or speakers by the lemur's habitat. Let's head
Where
over
they
there
at?
and add some, so our guests can learn all
That's
about
orangutan.
the furry little delights.
Oh, that's strange looking. Okay, we need to find... Where are these lemurs? Oh, they're over here. Here they are.
First First off, let's pop down 2 education boards. Place them on the habitat barriers at a height that guests can see, or, if you like, pop them down on a stand.
Oh, is it? Here it is. Oh. Oh, you've already got a stand. Very cool.
Okay, now that they've been put into position, we have to tell them what animal to display information about. Select one of the education boards to bring up its information panel.
Easy.
And from the drop-down list, select ring-tailed lemur. Although I'm sure that last part was obvious. When you link an education board or a speaker to an animal, you need to make sure that said animal is close by. If it isn't, the guests will get confused and won't learn as much. Okay, now that we've done the education boards, let's pop down a pair of speakers. Speakers play audio to the guests so they can learn while they look at the animals, instead of having to go through the laborious process of reading. Oh, one thing to bear in mind is that it's important not to put the speakers too close together. If you do, the guests won't be able to understand what's being said. Fantastic! It's worth remembering that education boards and speakers both need power to work. They won't do much good without it. Oh, it looks as though our vet has completed their research on ring-tailed lemurs. We'll need to collect the results. We can do that by clicking on the notification or by going back into the vet research area.
We did that too.
Collect your research rewards. Just so you know, vets will continue to research an animal even after successfully completing a research level. I suppose when you're in the zone, you're in the zone.
Yep, and we already did everything.
Now that we've enriched the lives of our guests, let's enrich the lives of our ring-tailed lemurs.
This is going to probably have to do with climbing.
Lemurs will have a climbing need. That means they have a requirement for a certain amount of climbing space.
Nothing but
net. And you can fulfill that requirement by building them a climbing frame. Let's find out how much more climbing space our lemur friends need, shall we? Select one of them and bring up their information panel.
So barely any.
Next, click on the Terrain tab. Now, as you can see, the lemurs need quite a lot more climbing space. But as it happens, I've already got a climbing frame blueprint built for you. So you can either pop that down or build one yourself from scratch. By the way, it's not always just climbing needs that you have to worry about.
That one.
Other animals might need a certain amount of water in their habitat so they can go for a swim. They certainly do keep us on our toes.
Okay, so now we just go ahead and get ready to place this one. Just sink it right into the ground. And I think we'll place it right there.
Oh, that's a great climbing frame for them. They're going to absolutely love it. Do you know what would make them even happier, though? Nicer food. But that's true of all of us, though, isn't it? You can unlock better quality food for animals through research. Luckily, we've already unlocked some for the lemurs, so all that remains is to make sure they get served it from now on. Let's bring up the habitat information panel by selecting the lemur habitat. So, a new climbing frame and better food. Oh, you've really spoilt those lemurs rotten. Now, I think it's time we looked at one of the zoo's most important responsibilities, releasing animals into the wild. Woo. You see, when we feel an animal is ready, we can release them into the wild. But what makes an animal a good candidate for release? Well, their age is an important factor. I mean, we can't release an animal that's a juvenile, just as we can't release one that's gotten too old. They'll also need to be fertile. After all, the idea is to repopulate the wild, so the best candidates will have a high fertility gene. And together, the age and fertility of a candidate will determine how many conservation credits will be rewarded when we release them. Now, conservation credits are vitally important. They're the lifeblood of your zoo, because earning them allows you to adopt even more animals. And what's more, the animals you can adopt will be of a higher quality. So, with that in mind, let's pop over to our orangutan habitat.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick pause so I can, you know, say some words for a second. That was kind of fun, building that little thing and messing around with the lemurs, and it kind of seems like these first few zoos are gonna be just kind of about tutorials, but, you know, we still got a lot of zoos to go. We got all the DLC zoos as well that we need to get into, and I don't know, it's kind of a neat little thing. And this whole zoo build is really interesting because there's like all these like underneath areas for staff, which I actually kind of really like that this is all like suspended above, and like underneath you got all this staff stuff going on, and it's kind of a neat little thing. And it's honestly playing through this, wow, that's actually insanely cool. Look at that. Anyways, playing through all of this really makes me have a few ideas of what I want to do. Starting up on our next zoo, I think I like a few things that I'm gonna try to do. But okay, let's continue on.
Okay, I'd like you to find Agang, the Bornean orangutan in the habitat, and select him, please. You can either click through each orangutan in turn, or select the habitat barrier, go to the animals tab in the habitat information panel, and find him in the animals list.
I'm gonna click through because we're gonna make this a little harder for ourselves. Where are they? I only see this one. Oh. Nope, not you. Not you. You're a baby. Little baby. Come on, we gotta find him. Dun 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 dun. So we've got these ones. Okay. Dang. Where are the rest of them? They be up like in a tree? No. No. I don't know. I don't see this other one. I only see these three. I gotta be going crazy. Oh, wait. Here it is.
I know it's sad to see him go, but he'll be happy out in the wild. And he's a wonderful candidate for release. Young, strong, and fertile. Excellent work there. You've definitely got potential, you know.
Very cool. I guess we're going to be getting on to the next area.
Work. Although, it hardly seems like work when you're learning about something as adorable as a ring-tailed lemur. I imagine I'd have got much better grades at school if there'd been less algebra and more aldebra. Tortoises.
Yeah, very cool, man.
Okay, so far we've done a lot of work with habitat animals, but now it's time to learn all about exhibit animals. Let's build a brand new exhibit. I've marked an area for our new exhibit. How about we head over there? Lovely. Now let's build a new exhibit in the gap that's been left. Just add it to the building like we did with the research centre earlier, then pop it into the gap. Perfect. The next thing to do is adopt an exhibit animal to go in there. How about a Gila monster? Open up the exhibit trading section and adopt one. When you send an animal to an exhibit, it'll automatically be given the correct setup. But that doesn't mean it's completely ready for them. So let's finish it off. We'll start by adding some enrichment items. Click on the exhibit to bring up its information panel.
And we already did all that. That's funny.
That's the ticket. And the last thing we need to look at is setting up the different windows. So click on the Windows tab.
Okay. Here.
You can edit and customize any of the windows on an exhibit. A window can be closed and blank, or have a 2-dimensional background, or even a 3-dimensional background on it. Why don't you have a play around with the options? There's also an exhibit education board. Pop them down near your exhibits to teach your guests about them. Let's add one now.
And we gotta make it about Gila monsters.
Stuff.
Very cool.
Now our guests can learn all about our venomous friend here. Right, now, I've got a bit of a big job for you. I need you to increase the number of species in the zoo. You'll probably want to adopt both habitat and exhibit animals to do so, which will mean building plenty of new habitats and exhibits for them. Go on, off you pop. I'll check in with you when you're almost done.
Okay. So first I see this exhibit area that's open. So I assume this kind of means we can do whatever we want then when it comes to this. Very cool. We're going to go with Goliath frogs because Goliath frogs are one of my favorites. I'm going to go ahead and get 2 of these guys. Boom, right there, Goliath frog. And we got more vet research. Probably ringtail lemur, right? Yep. Okay, so we have Goliath frogs. Did it say how many we need to add? Have at least 12 species in your zoo. So 2 more. Okay. Do we have any empty exhibits? Or not empty exhibits. This is hippos. Wow, that's huge. I didn't realize they had such a big viewing area. And is this an actual... Oh, no, it's not. I was going to say that would be a sick viewing point, but it's not a real viewing point. What is this over here? Bonobo? Okay. I wonder if there's anything that's already empty. I assume this is orangutan. It is. Over here. Ruffed lemurs. Ringtail lemurs. And obviously this, I think, is mandrills, which it is. Man, I would not want to work with mandrills. That is one animal that I would just be very, very not looking towards. Is this the Goliath frogs? It is. Okay, so we need to bring this down to 90 degrees and this up to 70, or up to 86. So yeah, it's good where it's at. Okay. Let's go down just a little bit more. There we go, and that is all set. Okay. So, just kind of looking around here and trying to figure out what I want to add. I could probably add another species of ruffed lemurs. Like I could probably add the white ruffed lemurs to the red ruffed lemurs, which is over here. Yes, okay. So, we're going to go ruffed, black and white ruffed lemur. There is nothing. Okay. So, chimpanzees. That's an animal I can add. Do we have chimpanzees? We do not. Okay, so they want me to add chimpanzees. The game is pretty much telling me to add them. Is this an... So, I'm wondering if there's anything open or they want me to build for them. I think they might want me to build for them. And that, I guess, is what we'll do over here, possibly. So where is our entrance at? We kind of need to get a lay of the land here before I can really figure out what I really want to do. So this is the entrance over here. Okay. And so then you get to the lemurs, and then could possibly do something over here. I don't know if we're going to do something over here. That might be a little bit too much. So yeah, over here, I guess, is where we can do something like chimpanzees. So, what do we got here? Red ruffed lemur. I want a vet over there. We can do that. So, chimpanzees is pretty much all we can go for. So, we're gonna go for chimpanzees, I guess. And then more vet research to be done. I'm gonna just turn that off now. Don't think we necessarily need to worry about that. So, I guess what we'll do is we've only got thick glass. Okay. Interesting. We're gonna kind of go like so. And we're gonna get a wooden barrier. We're gonna go kind of off this way. Off this way. And we're going to kind of just way over like so. Then this will be thick glass. And then we'll go back to wood. So something like this. And then, so these chimpanzees, go ahead and Zoopedia these guys. So they need 16.5 feet. And they need at least 5 of them. So let's get this up to 16 and a half. So there we go. Let me make sure it's all climb proof. Very good. Okay, and then we go ahead and we can throw in some kind of habitat gate. We'll just go like this for now. Very good. We need to make sure this is still climb proof. Oh wait, shoot. Okay, not all of these are done right. This needs to go to the right. Okay, but the rest of that is solid. Okay, very cool. So now kind of, if I can, just kind of slightly move that over. And slightly move that over. So people kind of have this, I kind of want to do something like this. And see, now that it's got like the little climb proof thing and it looks kind of nice, I guess. It's not too bad. How much space are we looking at here? 7,700 square feet. Wow, these hippos have like a whole acre to themselves, which is really interesting. Okay, and then path. So we're gonna use this path just because this is the path that they have us having, so. And we're just gonna kind of do something like this. And then, I guess we can just go ahead and start adopting them. Wait, where are they? Where's the chimpanzees? Where's the chimpanzees? Where'd they go? Western chimpanzees. What in the world? Okay, so I guess not chimpanzees right now. I guess we'll work on something else. Yeah, this is on Animal Market, correct? Yeah, it is on Animal Market. Okay. Alright, well, I guess we're going to the exhibit market now. Oh well. So much for building a completely new thing. Jeez. Alright. Well, we can put something right here. Kind of put it in like a little back alley. You want to do like a little cockroach back here? That'd be kind of funny. We'll do that. We're going to put cockroaches back here. Kind of silly. Do we already have cockroaches in the zoo? Just want to make sure. Okay, good. So giant burrowing cockroach. And then we go ahead and add them like there. And so these guys need to be at 85. And there. Okay, and it says that that cannot be reached. It's okay, I don't think that's necessarily getting in the way of anything. No, it's not. Okay. And then path. Oh. Nope. I need to edit path here. Nope. Okay. I know, this looks ridiculous right now. I don't want that there. I know that this looks absolutely ridiculous, but we're leaving it like this for now. It's okay, it just has to somewhat work. So we're gonna delete this. Delete this, try to get a little spot set up. Delete these. Delete these. Okay, why is this like this? Okay. No. Wait, we just had it. Hold on. Oh, oh, oh. There. And then get rid of that. And there you go. So we've got like a weird little cockroach thing chilling back there. It's a little interesting. And then, what else can we get? So we need one more or two more species? We need two more. Wait. What? That number didn't increase. Okay, guess we'll check the Animal Training Center. We do have a chimp. Very good. And we have a Baird's Tapir, which I don't think we had before. I don't think we did. And then, so we can build for a Baird's Tapir. That's cool. So for Baird's Tapir, let's just kind of get something like... Actually, hold on. No, let's get creative here. Let's not be... Never mind, I can't. I was gonna say, let's get creative here, but I can't get creative. What I actually can do... I was gonna think about maybe splitting that off, but never mind. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna be nice. I'm using the wrong barrier now. I'm just realizing that. Oh, that's not what I'm trying to do. There we go. Okay. Okay. And then we get... There we go. And this little thing, is this going to be big enough for a Baird's Tapir? Probably not. Animal storage. Okay, we need to make this just a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to kind of move everything back. Make it kind of work with this cliff here just a little bit. And then what we're gonna do, delete this. Just gonna increase the size. There we go, we've pretty much doubled it. Nothing here? Okay. Oh, not trade history. So we're gonna send you to here. And for now, we're just gonna send these guys to their respected areas. Just go ahead and speed things along here. Oh yes, and we need to... Whoops. Okay.
My, you have been busy, haven't you? Splendid! But now that you've adopted all these lovely new species, we need to make sure they're nice and happy. So let's get the average welfare across the zoo nice and high, shall we? And by we, I mean you. Go on, get to it!
I knew that was going to be my next task. Okay. So, we'll start with the Baird's Tapir, because I feel like we can get this thing happy pretty quickly. So, you need more space. Okay. Well, that's a start. That's something we have to do. Okay. So, what I will do is... And then we were just going to go around like that. There you go. And then it also needs some water, which I can't really put water anywhere except for there. That is the one spot that water can go. Okay. So you need short grass. Okay. And I still can't place water. No. Well, that's not good. Okay. I can get you a forge box. Oh, wait. That might have just worked for me. That might have just worked in my favor. And it did. Okay. Very good. Okay. I can still try to get you a forge box somewhere. Nope. Rubber duck. This thingy. The herb scent. This. How does that treat you? You need more toy enrichment still. Let's get a rubbing pillar. Can I place this anywhere? I can place it in the water, but I don't necessarily want to do that. I'll just get in the beach ball. There we go. And then coverage, you're perfectly fine with this, but just so we can say we did something, we'll throw in some little plants. Something like this, and then get like another little dead tree over here. And then we'll do... I want to do like a big bush. That's not really big enough, but we'll throw a couple of those in. Yeah, strangler fig, that'll do. Throw that in like right there. Okay, and then you need food and water. So we'll get a little medium food trough. And we'll just throw in a little water pipe. Very good. Okay, what is the happiness supposed to be? 90%. That's a lot. Okay. Another chimpanzee. Okay. Okay. We need to turn this speed down. We'll start with you. So, food enrichment, forage box. Put one down there. And then toys, mirror mobile, little cardboard box. Primates love cardboard boxes, I can tell you that from experience. Not small animal. Need something a little larger. No, we don't get anything larger. Okay, we'll do something like this. This here. This here. Oh, this like right here. And put that like that. You still need more toys. Put your little drum thingy. Is that floating? No, it's not floating. Okay. Piano. There you go. Okay. You probably want some trees. That's a little bit too big. Look at that. I can throw a K-pop tree in. Whoops. Probably get one of the smaller ones. This one, I think. And then get like a little mangrove apple tree and a sausage tree. So this is nice and covered up. You could even throw in a little tamarind tree like so. Very cool. Okay, back to habitat. And then you have... This doesn't count as hard shelter? Okay, none of that counts as hard shelter. I figured it might have, but okay. Well, I will just take this. Move it back like so. Here we go. And then, of course, you need some shelter. I'm not going to throw in a log shelter. We'll go with a little African shelter. Just throw it right there. Kind of gets in the way of your climbing frame, though. So we'll just move that over just a bit. Okay. Now see where you're at. Still not enough? Okay. That should be more than enough. Okay. And then we have another chimpanzee on the way to come keep you company. Wherever you are. There you are. Okay. Yep, there's 2 of you in there. And then you need something for food. Get a little platform right there. And a little water pipe in there. There you go. It's something. And then let's see if we can maybe get more chimps. Another male. Yeah, your Zoopedia. What does that say about male bachelor groups? 5 to 10. Okay. So the Baird's Taper. These guys are solitary, aren't they? Yeah, they're solitary. Which is good. But we need to go and do this. Shelters. We'll get you this Australia looking one that I kind of like. We are going to put it over here because I'm also disrupts water placement. It's not even touching the water. What do you mean? Here we go. There. Disrupts water placement. And remove the water for a split second. There. There you go. Oh, that's why, because it was actually in there. Okay. You a little happier now? Okay. Your hard shelter's good. You're good. Okay. Chimps. What are we saying here? 93%? Perfect. Okay. Lots going on. This is going to be a long video. Bonobos need enrichment. And they have 0 enrichment. That is sad. It's very, very sad. We'll start with a little grab ball. Then we'll get a piano. Get on that rock. Bucks. Mirror mobile. Okay, I'm giving you guys pretty much everything I can give you here. Here we go. Food enrichment. Forage box. Okay. And then tree forager. Toy puzzle feeder. Okay. So now it's these guys, which just need a little bit more going on. I can't get one of those. I can throw some, actually. Can I get one down here? Can. Okay, now you need toys. Mirror mobile. I don't know, put it way down here, I guess. Rubber duck, put it in your water. Mirror mobile, put it way up here. What else? Cardboard box. Here. Ah, we're still not there yet. Letitia. Get over there. Okay. Food enrichment. Get you a little tree spike. Toys. Try a piano.
Lovely job there.
And we did it.
You should be proud of yourself. Not only have you expanded the zoo and kept the animals as happy as Lanny, but you didn't bankrupt us in the process. Amazing.
There we go. Wow, that took a little while to do, and we didn't build the greatest.
Wow. Well, you've certainly transformed the zoo. I barely recognize it. a wonderful new exhibit, some fascinating new species, and you've done wonders for the animals' welfare by enriching their habitats. Who doesn't love playing with a 3-foot wide soccer ball, huh? I mean, other than professional soccer players. I'm sure it wasn't easy, though. I expect money was tighter than a possum's pouch. Plowing all those funds back into the welfare of the animals doesn't make running these places a picnic. Although, it does make me feel a little less guilty about how much our gift shops charge. No, as far as I'm concerned, the only reason to run a zoo is to help animal kind. Sadly, it appears some other people have far less noble goals.
I wonder what that means. It's something interesting. Come on. No? Alright. I won't worry about it. Okay. So, yes, we did do some fun little stuff. We got something going here, and we ended up building some stuff, which is cool. Like I was saying before, not the greatest builds ever, but, you know, something to get us going through this career mode. But anyways, that is going to do it for this episode. I really hope you guys have enjoyed. Be sure to hit that like button, leave a subscription, whatever you gotta do. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!